Okay, continue on to part four. I took a break, put away my other games. Down I'm down to three stacks. Took a break, went to Disneyland with the family for a couple hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to shoot this pretty quick. I'm losing some light here, so yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next game, which is Need for Speed Underground 2. I picked this up. I didn't actually pick it up, I should say. This was included in the 18 games that I got with my Mountain Dew console. Just like Midnight Club, it was included in the same bundle. I got pretty good reviews. I was a fan of the Need for Speed series back in the PS1, the Part 3. Um, the Pursuit one, I don't remember the name, but it was a lot of fun. Lamborghini Diablo was my car, and nobody could catch me. Nobody could beat me. It was a lot of fun. So this one got pretty good reviews, so I just held on to it. It's free. One of these days I might try it. Next is The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. This is kind of like a spin-off game. Has really no association. This is like if they made a part two, this would be a part two, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Funny story is, Buena Vista Games was at E3. I don't know if that was 03, 04, 05, I can't exactly remember. I was working for Disney at the time, so we just, sparked up a conversation, and I saw they had the playable demo, and I says, "Oh, great, Nightmare Before Christmas. Never even knew you guys were making the game." And they said, nobody's really going to know about it. We don't have much marketing money on this one. Do us a favor and pick it up and tell your friends. Well, to those guys who were out there at the time, I fulfilled my promise. I picked it up. Didn't pick it up day one, but I did get it on the cheap. And yeah, if you're a Night Before Christmas, you enjoy the music, you kind of enjoy the characters um, on it, you'll enjoy this game. It's pretty cool. Next is Ninja Gaiden. Thank goodness I have a brother-in-law that had the patience to play this game and beat it. In fact, he had to go through it almost once and a half time because he got pretty far and just could not beat one of the bosses. Had to start over and just power up more. Um, for those who are thinking about this game, I just don't have the patience. It's pretty tough, but this is a really, really hard game. I know all the Ninja Gaidens are pretty hard, but this one's pretty tough. It did have a content download, the Hurricane Packs. If you did not download those or save them in any time during the game, they no longer work. So you're going to have to get Ninja Gaiden Black. So just a heads up for those. If you like the Ninja Gaiden series, you like the revamped series, I should say, pick this one up. It's pretty cool. Again, Oddworld, Munchie's Odyssey. Like my brother-in-law, I watched him play it, and it was a lot of fun. I had the first two Oddworlds. I watched him beat it, and I kind of like watching other people beat it. I just don't have the patience for this game, but this one seems kind of more interesting. This is more 3D, and I like it more of the other two. Um, yeah, so watching somebody play it and beat it is pretty cool. But one Oddworld series I can play and I love to play is Stranger's Wrath. They are remaking this game, guys. I'm sure you've read about it in HD version, which is going to be pretty cool. I won't pick it up, no need to. I've got the original right here, and I've never beat this game, but it's a lot of fun. One of these days, I know that's a recurring theme. One of these days I will. But this one's a pretty cool game. If you like first person, third person action adventure shooters, this is right up your alley. A really good hit. Next is Outlaw Golf, Holiday Golf. Nine holes for the holidays. It's basically Outlaw Golf, but Christmas themed. This, I don't know if this was a GameStop exclusive or a Hollywood Video exclusive. I know this one is a Blockbuster exclusive. I don't know the differences between the two. I don't know if there's any. Maybe one was exclusive for the other. Not too sure. It says 9 more holes on this one. So I don't know. But I own both of them. I picked them up right around the holiday season just because they were really, really cheap. And yeah, I'm not really a golf fan, but it seemed kind of cool and it kind of fit the holiday theme at the time. Next is Para. This was kind of one of those games where people talked about it and said it was really cool. I picked it up, never played it. It did have content download, online multiplayer. Who knows? When I tried it at the time, the servers were gone. Nobody was playing it, so I can't really talk about how the online was on it. But it seemed pretty cool. It was on the cheap, and one of these days, again, I'll play it. Along with Panzer Dragoon Orta. This game, everybody I know loves this game. I have the first two on the Saturn. I have Panzer Dragoon 1, Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei. I do not own Saga because it's an RPG and I'm more of a shooter. I can't imagine paying that price, $100+ for an RPG, just because everybody says it's the greatest game ever for the Saturn. I'm just not an RPG fan, so it doesn't. Who cares for that? But this goes back to the original series. I know Panzer Dragoon, the original one for the Saturn, is included in this one. So, but like I mentioned before, I'm a die-hard gamer. I've got to beat the first two before I go into the third one. So I can't tell you how cool this game is too, but everybody else says it's good, so listen to them. Next is Pinball Hall of Fame, the Gottlieb collection. I picked this up after I picked up the Williams series for the 360. I really wanted it for the Wii, and then all of a sudden they're coming out on the 360, so I picked up the 360. And I'm glad I did. The Williams collection is awesome. I had a pinball machine myself. At one time, I had Apollo 13, which is a great pinball. But like if you see my my game room collection, I sold all of them because I'm going to be moving pretty soon. So no need to move all those machines. Let somebody local enjoy them. And so this has a lot of nostalgia feelings. This one's not as fun as the Williams, but for the cheap, if you can find this under $5 and you like pinball, it's a pretty good pickup. Also, Pirates, The Legend of Black Kate. I remember reading previews about this in EGM back in the day, and kind of put it on my list. I never picked it up when it first came out. I know a lot of people don't really know about this game, but it looks pretty cool. You know, they have some battle scenes in it, and then there's some you know, fighting scenes in it and adventure. So it seemed really interesting. I just never played it. Still have never played it to this day, so I can't tell you about it. But if there's some gameplay video, I'm sure there is. If not, you know, check out some pictures or read some reviews on it. It seemed like a pretty good game, so I picked it up. A lot of people, you know, I don't really need to go into this series. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, The Two Thrones, and of course, The Warrior Within. I played this one, again, recurring theme, second or third level, and I stopped. I just didn't have that much time, but I liked it. Liked it so much I picked up the second and third one, and I liked it so much I picked up the other two for the 360. Again, I've just never, they're just there. So, you know, one of these days, if I have like 3 days off, maybe I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just knock them all out. Project Snowblind, like Para, this had online multiplayer, content download, clans, a lot. It seemed like a lot of fun. When I turned it on and bought it, nobody was playing it. You know, just one of those games I just can't tell you about it. Never played it. Turned it on to see if anyone was playing multiplayer. Nobody was. But never played the single player, but it looked pretty cool. It's got some, you know, okay reviews. So, and of course, it's complete in my collection. So when I have time, maybe I'll try it out. Next is Psyops. This one I have played. I enjoyed the heck out of. I wish they would bring this series back. Never beat it. Got to like, again, the third or fourth level, but I got pretty, you know, maybe about a third of the way through on it, and I had a blast. Some of the mechanics are a little off when it comes to grabbing some stuff, but it's pretty cool. The more you get into it, the more you unlock, and it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend this game. Oh, if you enjoy like Kill Switch and you kind of like that adventure, you know, cover base and mutilate your enemy, this is a lot of fun. Psychonauts, I know everybody's kind of heard about this game for the Xbox. I'm surprised this hasn't had a remake at all. I know it hasn't had a sequel, but let alone, I figured that would be one of the first remakes because Microsoft really pushed this game. Unfortunately, it just didn't sell. I have it. Never. I think I played like the second or third level into it. A little too quirky for my taste itself. But maybe that was just because I hadn't had, you know, maybe I should have like a couple beers before I play and kind of loosen me up. But it is a fun little platformer. It's got a little quirk, so I recommend it for those if you can find it on the cheap. And everybody else likes it, so maybe you will too. You don't see these too often. This is your Rainbow Six exclusive playable demo. I got this when you pre-ordered Rainbow Six. I mostly picked it up, honestly, for the Ghost Recon Island Thunder. It included some extra, it included these little extras, which at the time, you were not available for, you weren't available. They released these later on in the life, but to get these new levels for Island Thunder, that was cool. Also included some Splinter Cell missions, which I don't care. I don't own any of the Splinter Cells. Don't care to. But demo discs like this I miss them. I don't want like the Gears of War beta. I don't want to play online. I would love to play like a sample of the game and include it in like a demo disc. The last demo disc I have is a Monster Hunter 3 for the Wii. They're slowly dying, and that's kind of sad. But I have this one here, and it kind of really piqued my interest in Rainbow Six 3, and thank God, because playing this online was the greatest. I mean, Hate Bill Gates came about because of Rainbow Six. I was in college. I was a junior in college, missing classes, barely. I mean, I was, almost flunked out. Not all the way, but I was close to getting or written on, in my college career. But I did graduate, so mom, it didn't kill me, but it almost got there. I played so much of this game, and this was so much fun online. I really am going to take, a moment, more time about how great this game was. Show you some. There's just the online of this was just awesome. And how could they improve on it? Well, they did in Black Arrow. What was really cool about the original one was the content, the extra, the missions or the online maps were free. Rainbow Six, they gave us 2 maps which were free, but then they charged $15, I believe it was, for the new maps, and that was a lot. I mean, that was kind of new. Now it's just like it's every day with Call of Duty and everything, but back then that was a big deal, but well worth it. This game, was just the greatest ever. And then they followed up with Lockdown. Lockdown was, I thought would revamp it. I played it at E3. I remember the guy, for those people went at E3, they had this PA guy who would say, Rainbow Six Lockdown. I played it and hated it. It was crap. I hated it because the leveling up to get new weapons really pissed me off. Now it's common, Call of Duty, all of them are the same, but at the time, it really pissed me off. When I got online for day one, I picked it up, and I was just getting my ass handed to me, and I hated it, and I just returned it the same day. I've only done that to 2 games. Final Fantasy VII, because I'm not an RPG fan, and the commercials lied to me. It didn't look like an RPG. I knew nothing about it. And Lockdown, and I refused to walk out there, but with nothing but a refund, and I got it. That's just the kind of guy I am. But they did come up with Critical Hour. This was supposed to kind of go back to the original kind of feel. It just never went anywhere. People were so pissed, and it was gone, and it just didn't have the full feel. No downloadable maps. It just didn't go anywhere. So, but Rainbow Six 3, for those people who play this online, comment, let me know how much you love this game, because this really sold me on Xbox Live. That just made me the collector and the gamer and the online gamer that I am to this day. Love it. Moving on to finish up this pile is, if I can turn this because I'm getting a little lower the camera. Real World Golf. I forgot I had this game. When I showed my accessories, I have the accessory to this. If anybody's ever seen it, here it is. Let me kind of show it. You hook this up. There's like little wires that hook up to your wrists, and it's just like if before the Wii ever came out. So those were the controls. So it would base your controls on this, and it was kind of at the time new. It was, Nintendo kind of did it with the virtual, but this was more realistic. But you felt like I felt like Pinocchio, and I had these little strings on me. I just wanted to cut the strings. I won't sing the song, but just came back from Disneyland, so I won't sing the song. But yeah, I still have this, and it's somewhere in the boxes. I forgot to bring it down. I until I pulled out these games yesterday, I forgot I even had that. But there was supposed to be a baseball game also. It was never released. That kind of worked on the same mechanics. So, but I found this at GameStop for like $7.99. It said, well, nobody's ever heard of this. I might as well try it out, and it was okay. I played it once and put it away and totally forgot about it. One game I have never played, Red Dead Revolver. I picked this up when they talked about Red Dead Redemption. I heard really good things about it, and when I got Red Dead Redemption, I was like, holy cow, I gotta play the first one. I bought it, just never played it. But if you like Red Dead Redemption, which I think everybody does, it's an awesome game. If you never played it, you're an idiot. But Red Dead Revolver is in my collection. It's one of those few where I played the second one before the first one. Yeah, so Red Dead Revolver. Next is Red Faction 2. I didn't know about Red Faction until this game. They did release a Red Faction 1 on the PS2, but I played the second one first, loved it, loved the storyline. Of course, you got the Red Factions nowadays, but this was a lot of fun. Had a blast on this. Wish they had it online, but they never did until, of course, the ones they have now. But this was a blast. I stopped because I found Red Factions. I thought it was just PC, and I don't play PC at all. So I said, well, I'm just never going to find out. But then I found out Red Faction was released on the PS2. I bought it, and I've never picked this up ever again because I haven't beat the first one. But I got pretty far on the first one. It's just, I hate paying on the PS2. But one of these days, I'm just going to grind through it because I own the other Red Faction, and I want to beat them and play them and enjoy them. Return to Castle Wolfenstein Tides of War. This was an early Xbox Live release also. The graphics on this was not so fun. This is, of course, the PC, and then you come out with a online multiplayer for Xbox Live. I did play a little bit of it, but I never really got into it too much. It had a big following. I know people died for this game and loved this game. I just didn't, at the time, really get into it. I did try it about a week, and the night before, nobody played it, before the servers were shut off, so I can't really tell you how much cool online was to the last moment, unlike, Halo 2 and also Crimson Skies was at the last moment. But I'm sure there's some videos about there. I downloaded all the maps, so maybe one of these days I'll get on the PC and maybe more people will play it. But it was pretty cool. The graphics just don't hold up on the single player really to put up with beating it. So yeah. Moving on, Robotech Battlecry. This is one of the very few of the collector's edition I do not own. I bought this not knowing they had a collector's edition. Collector's edition is pretty cheap, but all that's really included is a huge box. Huge. I have no place to put it. It included a t-shirt, which unfortunately I'm an ex-football player. It's not going to fit me. Dog tags, which I would really never wear. And the game case is exactly the same. So maybe one of these days, if I got a free, some free money on an Amazon card, maybe I'll pick it up just to put it away. But Robotech Battlecry. I'm a huge Robotech fan. I played a little bit of it. I have the GBA game, and I beat the GBA game, but I've never beaten this one. This one's pretty tough, but it sticks close to the Robotech game. Highly recommend it if you're a Robotech fan. But I won't recommend Robotech Invasion. I picked this up later on in life, maybe about 2 or 3 years after it was out, and people were still playing online. I got online. There were 2 people playing versus, and I joined in. They were very nice and cordial. I got my ass handed to me, and they said, "Oh, here's a friend's request. We play every so often." Came and they never showed up again. I always see in my friends list they would never just play. So I guess I don't know if that was the last time they ever played or I just missed them. Yeah, it's just doesn't stick close to the Robotech series itself. So I really can't say much good things about it, but I just picked it up because I'm a Robotech fan. Rogue Trooper. This one again had online multiplayer. When I played it, nobody played it, but the single player looked pretty cool. Like Snowblind and all the other ones, Para, I never played it, never tried the single player. I just looked to see when I bought it at the time again, about $5 to $12 I may pay for it. Nobody was playing online, so I just never really went on. It's by Rebellion, the same people that made the Star Wars games, and so I don't know if that was the end of their demise, but sadly, yeah, just never played it. Can't tell you about it. I'm going to go ahead and end off on part 4 right here. Hopefully, we'll make this 6-part series. So stay tuned.